right, 4.7. We're going to be learning the quadratic formula. So this is another type of way we can solve quadratic equations. So remember, quadratic equations start with the x squared plus x plus a number. So it's got to be in this order. But we're going to continue to solve it with a special way. So quadratic formula. Our quadratic formula is this. X is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. You guys have to memorize this. So everything in this formula comes from the numbers in front of the x squared term, the number in front of the x, and just the number. So it has to be in this order. So let's see some examples. So our quadratic formula is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So first thing we want to do is list our a, b, and c. What is a? 1, because it's the number in front of the x squared. So it's just 1. What's b? Negative 5, so the negative stays with it. What's c?
7. Negative 7.
Negative 7. Now we just plug it into our formula. So we have negative b, so negative 5, plus or minus the square root of negative 5 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 7 over 2a. So 2 times 1. And then from here we simplify. So what happens to the negative 5? Turns to positive, so this becomes a plus. So this is just a positive 5. What is negative 5 squared? Negative 5 times negative 5. 25. And then we have, so it's negative 4 times 1. What's negative 4 times 1? Negative 4. And what's negative 4 times negative 7? So this is positive or negative? Positive, because it's negative 4 times negative 7. So it'd be positive 28. So this is positive 28 over, what's 2 times 1? 2. And then the last thing that we have to do is the addition under our square root there. So we have 5 plus or minus. What's 25 plus 28? 53 over 2. And it's x equals, and that's our answer. All right, so the next one. Again, our formula is x is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So what's our a? 1, because it's what's in front of the x squared, so that's 1. What's b? 6. And what's c? C is 9. So we plug it in. So I have negative 6 plus or minus the square root of b squared, so 6 squared minus 4 times 1 times 9 over 2 times 1. So I just plugged it in. Now I simplify. So I want to simplify under the square root first. So what's 6 squared? 36. And so then I have negative 4 times 1, which is just negative 4. And what's negative 4 times 9? Negative what? 36. Over 2 times 1, which is 2. So I have negative 6 plus or minus. What's 36 minus 36? 0. Over 2. What do you think we can do with that plus or minus 0? We can take it away. Plus or minus 0, we're not adding or subtracting anything because it's 0, so we can just take it away. And what's negative 6 divided by 2? Negative 3. So our answer is x is equal to negative 3. All right, so the next one. What do you think I have to do first here before I can use the formula? Minus 4. So how am I going to rewrite the equation?
2x squared minus x minus 4 equals 0.
Awesome. Just like when we solved before, it has to be equal to 0. So you have to get it equal to 0, and it has to be in order. So what's our A? 2. What's B? Awesome. Negative 1. And what's C? Negative 4. All right, now our formula, I'll write it on the side over here. X is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So x is equal to negative b, so that would be a negative 1, plus or minus. Yeah, but when we simplify, I'll fix it then. But if you want to, right off the bat, make it positive, because you know negative 1 turns positive. You can just do it in the first step. So plus or minus the square root of b squared, so negative 1 squared, minus 4 times a times c, so 4 times 2 times negative 4, over 2 times a, which is 2. All right. Next, I'm going to simplify. So just like Josh said, negative 1 turns positive. So I have 1 plus or minus. What's negative 1 squared? So negative 1 times negative 1, positive 1. And then I have negative 4 times 2, which is negative 8. And then negative 8 times negative 4, positive 32, over 2 times 2, which is 4. Am I done, or do I have more to do? What's last? What's 1 plus 32? 33 over 4. So x is equal to 1 plus or minus the square root of 33 over 4. All right, last one like that. So our quadratic formula is x is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So what's a? A is 3. What's b? What's b? Negative 4. And what's c? 3. So now we can plug it in. So I have negative b, so negative 4 plus or minus the square root of b squared, so negative 4 squared, minus 4 times a times c, so 4 times 3 times 3, over 2 times a, which is 3. Now we simplify. What would you simplify first? Okay, we can do that. What's negative 4? Here. Positive 4. And then I can simplify under the square root. So what's negative 4 squared? 16. So negative 4 times negative 4 is 16. Then I have negative 4 times 3 times 3. So it's negative 4 times 3. That would be negative 12. And then what's negative 12 times 3? Negative 36. So this is negative 36 over, what's 2 times 3? 6. Now we can simplify. So I have 4 plus or minus. What is 16 minus 36? Negative 20 over 6. And we can just leave it like that. Now we could simplify this more by simplifying our square root, but we're going to get to that in the next section. So for now, we're just going to leave it like this. All right, so the next thing we're going to do in this section is find the discriminant to help us determine how many solutions that we have. So the discriminant we get from the under the square root part of our equation. So the discriminant formula is just this part. So it's just b squared minus 4ac. So just b squared minus 4ac. So just the under the square root part. Now the value of our discriminant determines how many solutions we have. So if our discriminant is greater than 0, meaning that it is a positive number, then we have 2 real solutions. If our discriminant is equal to 0, then we have 1 real solution. And if it's less than 0, so if it's negative, then we have no real solutions. So you can think negative, no solutions. All right, so first thing we need to do is list our A, B, and C. So what's A? Negative 1, perfect. What's B? 2. And what's C? Negative 9. Our formula for the discriminant is just b squared minus 4ac. So we're just plugging it into this. So we have b squared, so 2 squared, minus 4 times negative 1 times negative 9. Be careful with your negatives. We have a lot of things being multiplied, so just be careful. What is 2 squared? 2 times 2? 4. Then I have negative 4 times negative 1. What's negative 4 times negative 1? Positive 4. And what's positive 4 times negative 9? Negative 36. What is 4 minus 36? Negative 32. So if my answer is negative, how many solutions do I have? No solutions. No real solutions here. All right, so again, our discriminant formula is b squared minus 4ac. So what's A? Negative 2. What's B? Negative 3. And what's C? 5. So we plug it in. So we have negative 3 squared minus 4 times negative 2 times 5. What is negative 3 squared? So negative 3 times negative 3. 9. Positive 9, because the negative times the negative is positive. What is negative 4 times negative 2? 8. And what's 8 times 5? 40. So this is positive 40 or negative 40? Positive 40. And what's 9 plus 40? 49. So that's our discriminant. Now, 49 is positive. So how many solutions do we have? 2 real solutions. What do I do next? What's negative 6 squared? 36. Negative 6 times negative 6 is positive 36. Next, we have negative 4 times 1. So it would be negative 4. And then negative 4 times 9. What's negative 4 times 9? 36. So you have 36 minus 36. 0. So our discriminant is 0. How many real solutions do we have when our discriminant is 0? 1 real solution.